What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in your life with another episode, a new episode of Ark Building Evolved. Thank you if you have come and tuned in today. We're going to be starting something new, something brand new. This series, if you have not tuned in before, either way, I'm actually going to set up my channel page the day this video comes out with some of the previous runs of this series. Technically, Volume 5 and Volume 1 built at Elk Ranch, Volume 2 Roman area, Harbor Town, Viking Town, and I've been teasing returning to this. So if you know me from my Ark building tutorials, this is going to be a little different. Instead of a single step-by-step build, and then tomorrow I move somewhere different and do something totally different, with this, we stay in the same world, and ideally we build it up and try and tell a bit of a story. So this is a creative building series. Everything you see me build, I will have spawned in the materials, and I'll have spawned in the dinosaurs, and this is actually my favorite way to play the game. I play the game different from just about everybody on the planet, and for me, this series is an all-time favorite, and what we're going to be doing is heading to our new area. So I actually started my channel 2 and a bit years ago with a poll, and the poll was a where should I play poll, but that was back when I was a Minecraft guy, and the channel was brand new, and I had nobody who watched and nobody who followed, and I left the poll open for 45, 50 days, I don't know, and over that time it got around 17 votes. Silly way to start your channel, I will say that, but once you have got a little bit of a channel established, and I like to think I do now, there's a bit of a following, I started a poll, and it was on Twitter, and it ran for about 24 hours, and we got 82 votes, and that, for me, is definitive. It was about a 70-30 split on the 2 locations I teased potentially building at, and the one that you all seemed most excited for, and I showed these both off in the most recent Ragnarok Explorers episode, is these epic jungle ruins. And like I said, we aim to build a story and to build a whole area. And I'm going to take you to probably the best looking part of these ruins, if I can get myself in here. I don't know what I just swam by. What the heck was that? Okay, let's get ourselves up here. Yeah, that's perfect. So, check this out. Check out these ruins. We were here for the Ragnarok Explorers last video, and we're going to begin a building series here. Now this, for the first time ever, this series is not taking place on my personal server. It's going to be taking place on one of the Patreon servers, and one whose purpose is creative building, dedicated to being able to spawn in materials and build whatever inspires you. And that's what we're going to be doing here, guys. For the first time ever with this series, I'm starting with a location and not with an idea. I've always had an idea and found a location that would work for it, and that's not how we did this one. So I haven't exactly figured out what we're going to do and what we're going to build, but we only have 30 days, and then this server is going to go extinct, and we will start something new, potentially. Depending on how that lines up, who knows what's going to be happening with Aberration by then, but we have 30 days to build our brains out, and to get excited. And this area is all swamp, it's all ruins, and I think if I had a year, I could build a whole epic looking kingdom here. We could clear out some of the ugly trees, the overgrowth, and we could turn this into something fantastic. But I think with the time we have, I think what I want to do is make this sort of like a fallen kingdom. It was once great. You can see the ruins all around us. This place was once magnificent, but now it's not. And I think the folks who are going to live here, in my imagination, obviously, are going to be primitive. And I have to figure out exactly how we're going to build. But I think I'm going to be building up on these ruins and building like shacks and shanties and sort of not like a highly polished castle. I think we're going to keep it simple and try and build something rustic and unique and immersive. That's part of the game plan too. So I need to get myself started, guys. I need to figure out where exactly we are going to begin our adventure, and I'm going to hop on this Sarco and take you to the spot that I think I've picked for our first build. Okay, so as we come through here, guys, you will see the epic ruins that surround us. There is so much to this, and when I was over here earlier, this big throne room that we started in, it opens up into these sort of ruins over here, and I believe there is a big old dock, and I think my first build is going to be built onto this dock, and I'm going to start to give you a bit of a vision of where I want to go with things and the sort of style I want to build in. But like I said, I'm figuring that out on the fly. I have always had an idea and picked the location, we're doing it different this time. So we have the location. This dock to me is perfect for a starter cabin. I mentioned wanting to build up on stilts and sort of, I imagine the people who live here taking advantage of the structures that already exist and building sort of very simple, sort of rickety old buildings on top of it. So that's what I'm going to get myself started with. I got sunset coming up. So I'm going to get some gear spawned in, some materials, and when the sun rises again, we are going to get started on our first build of this little series. I'm going to be relying a lot on you guys, on your comments, on your ideas to help inspire my creativity. And in a perfect world, we come back here day after day, and we keep building a more and more fantastic place. Okay, I'll be back in your life in just a minute. Ooh, perfect. What is going on, guys? Welcome back. So what I didn't talk about in the first segment was what we're going to be doing building-wise. The last run of Building Evolved and all of my tutorials have been totally vanilla, and I haven't used any mods. Last run of Building Evolved, we might have used a couple Structures Plus pieces here and there, so we have automatic opening doors, but generally, I kept it vanilla. So for those of you that are playing on consoles or without mods, we're going to be doing some stuff in this series that you may not be able to do. We're going to be using Structures Plus. It is probably my favorite mod. It takes the regular building system and fixes most of what's wrong with it. However, it sometimes fixes things that I've learned to take advantage of. So we are going to be using a mix of Structures Plus and vanilla building pieces. I got Structures Plus pillars. I also got regular wooden pillars, should we feel the need. Same with ceilings and things like that. I'm placing these foundations just to get us started. These are S Plus foundations, so they look a little bit different than the regular ones. They're actually not going to stay here. And my favorite thing, about Structures Plus is that, well, for one, see that? I instantly get to snap to the corner, and number two, this doesn't need to stay here. So once that's there, and here, let's show you another example. With Structures Plus, you can turn off foundation support. So I'll show you the difference. So let's go put one here. That's a Structures Plus ceiling. This is a vanilla ceiling. And so here, that stays. Here, oh wait, that stays because it's attached to this. But that would break. So we're going to be using the S Plus, and my plan was to ideally try and line up 4 corners with these 4 posts, and that's going to be the way that I intend to build up. I sort of have an image I'm using for inspiration, which is a way that I have done things in this server in the past. God dang, find your way. Where'd my dang stuff? There we go. Okay, so yes, I always like to look at pictures for inspiration and see where the inspiration takes me. And I'm going to show you one of the things that you kind of need S Plus and vanilla building pieces to accomplish. Or at least to do things simply. So I got to figure out exactly how tall to build up. But what's going to happen is, now there's a couple different ways I could do this. What's going to happen is I am going to get, and let's use the S Plus one. I'm going to get that. And I actually want the corner of the ceiling to line right up with that so that it's the same as we have here. Now, one way I could do that, and we'll grab some walls. For those of you that play with Structures Plus, one way to do it, I could just build up like this. Go ahead and place my ceiling like so. And then because of the way S Plus, oh, you know what? Using the wrong ceilings like that. So I could do it like that. Another way to do it if you're just building up from below is if you put a wall hanging below, if you try and take a Structures Plus ceiling, you're only going to have a snap point here and a snap point here. If you use a vanilla ceiling, you actually get one right there, and that's what I'm looking for. So if I were to remove things, that would collapse, but I can pop up here and then replace it with Structures Plus. So this is my plan, and I'm going to have to check and see the height. This series less about exactly how to build something, more about my creative process and hopefully inspiring you guys, providing a little inspiration. If you build based on some of the stuff you saw in today's video, you can tweet at me. I'm at UniteTheClans. Your work will inspire me just like mine, hopefully, will inspire you. So now that we can get this stuff out of the way, and I can go ahead and get rid of that and that, and you know what? Let's just be smart about this so that we don't hit the wrong thing. Let's take you out, and let's take you out. Okay, so take you down. And so the S Plus, another amazing thing about it is the pillars. You get pillars of all different sizes and shapes. That one's wrong. And put one there. So these are the small pillars. They are, I think, exactly 1 wall high instead of the regular pillars, which are like an odd 1.5. And so we have got these not quite perfectly centered on the stone here. I probably could have done better, but these are not quite an equal foundation width apart. So you can see these barely stick out of the stone. These really stick out of the stone, and they're not even straight. I think this one's like angled forward. So I'm going to make the most of what I got, and this is the beginning of building into these ruins. And instead of trying to build something epic and that suits the ruins and looks like it's part of it, what we're going to have is structures built on top of and around the ruins, like this has been here for a generation, and folks have come here, and maybe with less technology than the people who originally built this, because obviously in Ark you can't even build stuff that looks like this, right? But people came here and they found this. They found these old foundations and old walls, and especially when we get over to the big old bridge. I put down some of this because of the capros. They keep grabbing me, but once we get up to building on that bridge, it's going to be the same thing. I want to build up and into it. Sort of like, almost like some simple wooden and thatch buildings have infested these old ruins. So I need to work out a little staircase. The one I have in my inspiration sort of zigs back and forth. I don't think I want to do that. I think what I'll do is maybe have one going up like this and do one of the S+ curved stairs. Actually, let's grab those. All right, and now I'm going to use some basic wooden, the vanilla pillars, because they will do something for us that the S+ ones won't do as easily. With that in place, I should now be able to snap a foundation based on that. Like so. And that is going to be sort of a beginning point for us. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these S+ wood staircases and slap it there. These are fantastic if you guys don't get to play with S+. I don't know who's seeing some of this stuff for the first time. Hopefully not a lot of you guys. And hopefully a bunch of you are cool with continuing building in this style. But we also have S+ wooden ramps, and I don't think... Yeah, see, it's not going to let me build off this staircase, so I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that. I'll keep you guys with me while we play around. Can take you out now. So we should be able to do that. Should be able to do that. And should be able to do that. And then hopefully, now that we have this thing here, this is, if I built it right, let's double check. Okay, so let's take that out and use the structures +1, like so. Ooh, it's making me not want to climb up this thing. What is that? That's super glitchy. Okay, let me play around for a sec here, guys. I'm gonna have to cut away. What is the weirdness there? Okay, so I've got that in there. This stair is really freaking me out. It doesn't think it's a stair or something. I'm going to have to figure out if that is sustainable, but if you guys haven't seen this, you can also do this. So that's a Structures Plus stair. In a perfect world, I can take out this, take out this, take out this, and this. And what's under here? Interesting. All right, I think I might have figured out what was going on there. I don't know. But yeah, the reason we went with those vanilla pillars is they create a snap point, like we don't get that way. And what I had to do to get the ceiling to go there was to place a ceiling right there. So let's see if that wants to climb like it should. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now all I need to do, I'm going to get a little ramp and put it at the bottom of this. All right, so we continue to do the weird little tricks that make this work. I'm going to put a wall there so that we can do that. I'm going to swap this out for a Structures Plus one, if I can. Okay, let's see if that worked. Yes, okay, cool. So this is the beginning of something. Let's try that, swap that over to stairs. Perfect world. I should be able to remove this S+ wood ceiling. Let's take that back. Yes, okay. So one of the things I do in this series, guys, that I wouldn't do in a tutorial is try things that are super tricky, because when you try and do something super tricky in a tutorial, you end up getting comment after comment saying, help me, I can't do it the way you did it, I need your help. With this, you know, hopefully maybe I teach you a trick here or there, or maybe I give you an idea that you can make work in your world. But can I snap like so? Yes, maybe that's the way we do it. That's kind of cool. I like that. So that would mean that we got to be coming up to a door here. I should probably grab myself some windows, some door frames, and I will be right back, guys. I think we got a good little start. Do we? Yeah, that's a good little start. That's a cool staircase. A little bit funky with the objects under. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, work in progress. Be back in your life in a second. All right, we build in the rain. It is something that I would typically never do in the old version of this series, because I could just speed up time until the rain is gone. But I don't play alone anymore. I'm so used to playing alone when I do this series. If I speed up time, it's going to freak out the other people who are on this server, which right now is Jaffo, one of the newer patrons. What we're going to be doing, hopefully, is building up an adorable little cabin here. Something I got to figure out on the fly. I like this. I like sort of building with just inspiration in mind and not trying to follow an exact plan. So, door there. Maybe we go window frame here. Window frame here. Window frame here. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I think there's a chance I'm going to have nothing on the back here. I think that's what we'll probably do. So let's try do a little window and door frame combo on the back. Alright guys, so one of the best parts of this image that I've been working off of, it seems to have a big old fireplace on the back for the chimney, and it doesn't seem to be, I'll see if I can pop a link to the image in there as I play. It doesn't seem to me that it's like, it's on the inside. It looks like it's on the outside. So I'm going to put it on this little back deck, and it looks like you'll be able to come in and out through there if we want. We could do this. I also have S Plus double door frames. Normally I would do that, at least one of these spots, but because this fireplace is so wide, I don't think it makes sense to play around like that. And then we can decide if we want to make a little front balcony too. In between, we'll maybe get some walls going. Like so. And like so. Okay. And then I think what we're going to do is grab some S Plus railings, because they're super versatile. I'm showing you some of the best parts of S Plus today. If you haven't seen them, we'll try and make that happen here in a sec. Okay, so normal old railing, right? Looks like you've always seen it before. Nothing fancy, but ba-boom. So for some of you guys, this is not new, but for others, you are astounded. You are going, holy crap, what is that, a half wall? That's right, that's a half wall. So I think, if it's not too crazy, I think I might try a little half wall railing mix. And you know what, the rain's going away all on its own. Hey, it's atmospheric, I ain't complaining. Whoops. Okay, and switch to a half wall, and do this, and switch to a half wall. Yeah, okay. Perfect. So, I like this, guys. One thing I tend not to do in this series, and you can let me know if it's crazy or not, I'm an admin, so I have the power to spawn in materials and spawn in dinos. I tend not to fly, and like I do often in building tutorials, because, I don't know, it takes some of the realism out of it for me. I'm trying to build a world and get immersed in it, and if I'm flying around, zipping all over the place, it throws things out of whack. So let's try this. And this, and I'll figure out what to do up front here. If we hadn't already placed these, we could play around with some S Plus triangle ceilings, which would give you some cool shapes, but I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for that as we go forward. I think that's the beginning of something. Let's go ahead and throw these on the hotbar, like so, and like so. And actually, I want to try, I forgot, let's get this fireplace going if we can. I'm going to try a little angler gel and get that lit up. Yeah. Okay, so that'll burn long and slow, so you don't have to worry as much. I'll get it crammed full. Okay, so let's go here and here. And I think I'm going to want some stone. Stone roofs seem to me to match the image, and especially if we're going with this stone fireplace, I think that'll work. But I think when we get into the rest of this village, we're going to be thinking about a lot of thatch for roofs, because it seems like it's going to fit in well out here. Let's grab some ceilings. Sloped roofs, I mean. So this is new, guys. Structures Plus made a change fairly recently. Look at the bottom of these ceilings. No wood on it. If we wanted to get that wood, we would have to use the vanilla ones. Structures Plus did that with stone. The stone walls have been double-sided so that there's no wood texture for quite a while, and now they've extended it to ceilings. That looks weird at first, but I like it. I like to mix and match the S Plus and the vanilla. I'm glad I got both the options now. I'm going to back up and take a look at this from somewhere out there and kind of see about the shape. Do we want to extend it out here? Do we want to extend it beyond here? What kind of a shape do we have going? And I think maybe a little light on the inside would be good. I got to figure this out. What if, I don't know if I like this all the way around. It seems like too much if it's all the way around. Something like that, yeah. Maybe that's the ticket. And I think we want to get a torch going in here. Maybe something with a little kind of like greenish light, maybe olive. And that'll give us a little bit of a glow to this place as the sun sets. Okay, so I'm having a little trouble. I am used to being able to put a little dye in these. So this is a S+ wall torch. Okay, maybe it was just an odd position glitch. But you get a different color of light when you do that. So, see that? See this sort of eerie greenish glow? I like that. That's compared to a standard wall torch, which you guys know gives like your orangey light, right? So let's go ahead, and that sort of drowns out the others. So let's go ahead and leave that there with that olive fire. I'm going to back up and see how this place looks at night and what we want to do next to it. This place is great. Very, very creepy at night. We're back in that throne room. I'm thinking if I come out here to this point right here, I'm going to get quite a good look at our little spot. Yeah, really hard to tell. I'm too far away. Okay, so not much glow to the place, guys. I'm going to wait till we get some daylight here, and we take another look at it. And there we go. Okay. All right, guys, so I tried to keep myself busy throughout the night, and I got a little carried away building. So I've ended up getting both these torches with that olive light. I very much like it. You just can't see much. The swamp at night is very, very dark. So one thing I did, a little wooden window there. Don't open it, otherwise it's inside a fireplace, and you can't close it. And then I did the greenhouse windows in the other spots, and I went and built this sort of back onto it. I ended up inverting the very top bits, and I did that over here too. Just a little bit of variety. We'll see how that looks. And I decided to put the wall right here where we stopped. That is your S+ double door. Right? There you go. So that's how that looks. That's what the little inverted triangles look like up top, and I built a little deck out here. So I really do have to wait for some dawn, for some light. I think I should get us a flyer. I don't know what makes sense. What's the swampiest of flyers? I'll figure that out. I'll be back in a minute. I'll wait for the sun to come up, and I'll show you guys what we got so far. Ooh, who needs daytime? Not me. I think we've done okay here. That is a good start. So I've spawned in a little moth, and with a little torchlight, you can get a pretty good look at this thing. And it's got a very different little green glow at night. I kind of like that. That's what I was going for. All right, guys, so I jacked up the intensity, the brightness to the maximum setting. I think that does it. I was just about to ramble, but I realized it's probably going to be hard for you to see. I'm going to wait for some daylight, come back, and we will chat. So there we go, guys. That is how the place looks at sunrise. Not a giant accomplishment for a day of work. I guess the editing process and trying to get creative, that takes longer than it seems. So we didn't end up with the most grand of builds for today, but we do have a little starter place. And I did mention, this is the first time ever that the location comes first, and hopefully the ideas flow from that. Usually I come in with an idea and find a location that will allow the ideas I already have to come to life. With this one, it's going to take me a few episodes to really get rolling, to really get inspired, and to wake up every day knowing exactly what I want to work on. But this series has never been one where I struggle. I always find something that's really exciting and really inspiring, and I want to get back here as quick as possible and keep building. So I'm going to leave this place here, even though it looks a little unfinished. And let's go ahead and land you. There you go. There we go. So this place looks a little unfinished, guys, and one of the benefits of doing this series on the Patreon server for the first time is this can be a collaboration. One of my patrons can come here and they can decorate this place. I think go ahead and do anything. If I don't like it, I can come change it. And what I think it needs, maybe you could use eco trees, plant some more big jungle trees around it, make it look overgrown. The eco garden decor, maybe we get some vines and things going. And one thing I really like, if whoever comes and decorates the place doesn't do it, I think I'm going to get some string lights going. I noticed those are a part of the Advanced Rafts mod, and I looked at a lot of art to get inspired. A lot of Swamp Village, Swamp Town art, and artists' renditions often have very cool lighting, little strings of light bulbs, and I think that's something that'll look good out here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I've tried in the past to have patrons help me decorate houses for tutorials, but the timeline is always insanely tight. The good thing here is that I can build this place today. Tomorrow someone can come and do some decoration. And the day after, I'm going to be back here recording again, and I'll get to show you that off. So who is this guy? What is he here for? Well, if you're the one who gets here first and you end up decorating the place, go put your name on this thing. I think we'll have to find a way to get yourself tribed, but because we are all admins, we all have that power. I think you can just make yourself part of my tribe when you come here. And for now, there's one monkey. I'll make it whoever gets here first and whoever decorates it. And if nobody does, I will do a little decoration in between episodes. But yeah, and eventually maybe we need a whole thing of monkeys because there's a wait list of people hoping to get a build and to get to take part and contribute to the series, but that's the thing that got me most excited. I am going to leave this cabin here for now, but we are not done in this episode, guys. I want to get your ideas flowing for the episodes to come, and so I'm going to head over to this area. If you want to follow me, we can sneak ourselves back in here and take a look at some of these ruins. And step one today was building something simple, something primitive, a sort of shack, and building it into the ruins that already exist. And that is going to be the game plan as we go forward in this series. Take advantage of all of this. Look, I haven't come far, yet I'm already up here. Imagine when we start building up and around this, and let's head towards that throne room too, because that's an area. Parachute? Yeah. Perfect. This is an area that I'm excited to get to. I think it's going to wait until the ideas are really flowing, until a sort of theme is truly been established, but I'm excited. And I think I can sort of imagine building a village up and around and all over this thing. So typically around a throne room, you might build a castle or a temple or a pyramid or who knows what. But instead, I think what we're going to do is have our houses up and around here, encircling this thing, and have it be sort of just a village cram-packed with houses, and make them very, very primitive and simple, and more stuff on stilts. We'll make it tall. We'll make it, I don't know. I have some ideas, but like I said, it's going to take a while to really get going. So I think what I want to do is start out here. Start down here at the beginning of these stairs, and maybe begin with some houses that stretch over top of us here, and then as we come up here, same thing. Houses are going to come across, and then ideally by the time we get to this throne room, a style will be established, and I will be just brimming with inspiration. And assuming it goes well, we got a month to build, then we can continue building out and across here. I haven't figured out exactly what we're doing yet in this series, guys, but that is the beginning. That house there. I appreciate you coming to hang out. This series is a little bit different. Had this been a step-by-step tutorial, a small house like that should only take 7 minutes, but that's not what the series is about. It is about me inspiring you, you inspiring me, and together we become better builders. I kind of take the idea for the series from Minecraft, which means you can sometimes build things that are not always useful. And I have always been a form over function guy. Form comes first, function comes second. And the builders of Ark players in general get a little obsessed with function, and we end up with lots and lots of ugly buildings. So I'm going to take it to the other extreme. I'm going to build things that are not useful, but are beautiful. And we're going to do that throughout this series. But that does it for this episode of Ark Building Evolved. Geeks, thank you so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. It will let me know to keep this thing coming and keep it rolling. And if you're here, if this is the first one of these you've seen and you don't mind the style being so different from a building tutorial, I love you. Hang out. You're going to enjoy yourself, and we're going to have a great time this month building here on the Geeks Patreon Ragnarok server. I cannot wait to collaborate with my patrons and build more amazing things. Thank you, guys. I will see you in the next episode.